Hello and welcome to Idea TV Midday News. I am Chinatu Oji. We begin with the headlines. Federal government launches state-by-state housing drive to tackle deficits nationwide. Makinde and Abiodun pledge stronger Oyo-Ogun cooperation on food and security. Hackers target U.S. energy lab via Microsoft SharePoint floor. Australia expands teen social media ban to include YouTube. In health, UNIABUJA secures £5 million grant for sickle cell research across Africa. In business, Nigeria hosts Regional Aviation Safety Summit leads push for stronger cross-border collaboration. And in sports, Nigeria secures spot at ITTF World Youth Championship. Now the news in full. The federal government is set to roll out a state-by-state home ownership and housing development campaign under the Renewed Hope Housing Initiative. Minister of Housing and Urban Development Ahmed Dangiwa made the announcement during the 19th Africa International Housing Show in Abuja, highlighting that the campaign will provide various affordable housing options across all 36 states and the FCT, regardless of income level. According to him, the initiative aims to bridge gaps in housing access while collaborating with state governments, private sector investors, and international development partners. Dangiwa said the campaign would embed housing reform champions and state governments, set up housing roundtables, and offer technical support to help develop actionable housing roadmaps. He stressed that a coordinated approach between federal and state levels is essential to unlock financing and drive execution. Institutions such as the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Family Homes Funds, and Shelter Africa Development Bank will play key roles in supporting this drive with both funding and technical capacity. To reinforce government commitment, the minister revealed plans to establish a national housing policy coordination and monitoring committee tasked with tracking implementation. He also emphasized that housing is a right, not a privilege tied to national stability, productivity, and dignity. Dangiwa noted that over 70 billion naira in private sector capital has already been attracted to the Renewed Hope Cities initiative. The event convener Festus Adebayo praised the housing show as a platform for innovation and collaboration, calling on all stakeholders to turn policy into action. Moving on, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde and Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun met in Ibadan on Tuesday to discuss stronger regional cooperation in agriculture, economic development, and security. The closed-door meeting held at the governor's office in Agodi was aimed at exploring mutual interest and shared priorities between the neighboring states. Governor Abiodun noted the strong historical and economic ties that bind Oyo and Ogun, emphasizing the need for both states to work together for the benefit of their citizens. Speaking to journalists after their meeting, Governor Abiodun highlighted the shared goal of achieving food security, stressing the importance of boosting agriculture through collaborative efforts. He mentioned the potential for both states to become a major food-producing hub, citing ongoing development in border areas like Fashola in Oyo and Odida, Imeko, and Iwano in Ogun State. According to him, both states are actively attracting agricultural investors, and they are now focused on growing what they eat to ensure food sovereignty. Security was also a key point of discussion, with both governors reaffirming their commitment to strengthening the Amotekun regional security network. Abiodun emphasized the importance of intelligence gathering and collaboration in securing communities and fostering socio-economic growth. While full details of the discussions will be revealed later, both governors made it clear that their partnership would continue to evolve to address common challenges. In another news, hackers recently attempted to breach the U.S. Fermi National Accelerator Laboratory Fermilab, one of the Department of Energy's 17 national labs, by exploiting a known vulnerability in Microsoft's SharePoint software. According to the department spokesperson, the cyber attack was part of a broader campaign tied to an unresolved security flaw. Microsoft acknowledged in May, although a patch was released in June, it failed to fully close the vulnerability, leaving systems exposed to further intrusion. The Department of Energy confirmed the attackers were swiftly identified and that no sensitive or classified data was accessed during the incident. Fermilab servers have since been restored and are operating normally. The laboratory, located near Chicago and founded in 1967, is a key research hub for particle physics in the United States. Attack follows a similar breach reported by the Department of Energy on July 18th, which affected systems including the National Nuclear Security Administration. That incident also exploited the same SharePoint vulnerability, raising concerns over the potential reach and coordination of the cyber espionage campaign. Microsoft and the DOE have yet to provide further comments. And in Australia, it has reversed its previous exemption of YouTube from its teen social media ban, officially adding the video sharing platform to the list of restricted sites for users under 16. The decision comes after the country's internet regulator reported that 37% of minors have encountered harmful content on YouTube more than any other platform. The ban, which already includes Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok, will take effect in December. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese emphasized the government's commitment to protecting children from online harm. While YouTube maintained that it is not a social media site but a video library increasingly viewed on TV, critics, including other platforms, argue that it shares core features such as user interaction and algorithmic content recommendation. The Australian Primary Principals Association backed the move, saying teachers would continue to use YouTube as a curated educational tool. The decision may trigger legal pushback from Alphabet, YouTube's parent company, which has previously threatened legal action over Australian tech regulations. Meanwhile, Communications Minister Nika Wells stood firm, declaring in Parliament that she will not be intimidated by legal threats and reaffirming the government's focus on children's well-being. Enforcement, however, will depend on upcoming trials of age-checking tools, with penalties of up to $49.5 million for non-compliance. We now go on a quick break. The news continues when we return. Welcome back. It's good to know you're still watching. Now the rest of the stories. In health now, the Yakubu Gowon University, formerly known as the University of Abuja, in partnership with global institutions, has secured over £5 million to drive advanced sickle cell research across sub-Saharan Africa. The announcement was made by Professor Biageli Nodu during a workshop themed Patient-Centered Sickle Cell Disease Management in Sub-Saharan Africa. The workshop, hosted by the university's Center of Excellence for Sickle Cell Research and Training, CESTRA, was held in collaboration with PACT and the Liverpool School of Tropical Medicine. Professor Nodu said the initiative aims to boost African research capacity through infrastructure, training, and grant management, enabling institutions to not only attract funding but also implement findings in public health policy. The multi-country project involves partners from Ghana, Zambia, the United States, and the UK. Acting Vice-Chancellor of the University, Professor Patricia La, emphasized the importance of building institutional research strength to tackle diseases like sickle cell, which remains a major public health concern in Africa. Lead investigator for PACT, Professor Imelda Bate, highlighted the patient-first approach of the research, noting key challenges such as lack of access to nutritious food, costly transportation, and reliance on herbal remedies. She said many families face economic hardship along with times at health facilities and limited access to proper treatment. The project hopes to uncover sustainable solutions by addressing these barriers and improving patient outcomes in a region with the highest global burden of sickle cell disease. Moving on to business now, Nigeria has reaffirmed its leadership in regional aviation safety by hosting the 12th Commission meeting of the Banjul Accord Group Accident Investigation Agency, Bangaya, in Abuja. The summit, which was held from July 28 to 29, brought together aviation safety officials from across West Africa, including representatives from Ghana, the Gambia, Liberia, Cape Verde, and Sierra Leone. The forum focused on strengthening cooperation among member states, enhancing accident investigation systems, and addressing emerging threats to aviation safety. A major highlight was the formal activation of Bagia's Board of Directors, tasked with providing strategic oversight and ensuring accountability across the group. Director General of the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau, NSIB, Captain Alex Bade Jr., emphasized that cross-border collaboration is crucial in responding effectively to aviation incidents. He cited Nigeria's technical assistance to Liberia and support for Ghana's Flight Data Lab as examples of regional solidarity. Aviation incidents transcend borders and demand seamless collaboration, he noted. The meeting also spotlighted Nigeria's growing influence in continental aviation affairs, with NSIB seen as a central force in training, innovation and investigative capacity. Bagaya I, Commissioner Charles Irui and EUSA Regional Manager Ves Koning both commended NSIB's leadership, expressing confidence that regional cooperation will continue even after the conclusion of an EU-funded technical support project. As performance reviews, funding strategies and policy alignment took center stage, participants agreed that continued synergy is vital for a safer and more resilient African aviation world. In sports, ITTF Nigeria's clinched spot at the 2025 ITTF World Youth Championships in Romania after a thrilling performance in the boys under-19 team event at the African Youth Championships held in Lagos. Playing at the Modali Okoye Thomas Hall, the home team staged a dramatic comeback from a 0-2 down to beat Egypt 3-2 in the semi-finals and went on to defeat Tunisia by the same margin in the final. Despite Tunisia's Wassim Essid overpowering Mati Kuti and Abdul Sassid Abdul Fattah, Nigeria's title hopes were sealed when Abdul Fattah delivered a commanding 3-0 win over Mohamed Kafulufi in the decider. The victory marked Nigeria's return to the top of African table tennis after missing out in 2024. Egypt and Algeria settled for bronze in the boys' event. Meanwhile, Egypt dominated the girls under-19 final with a 3-0 sweep over Nigeria, securing their fourth consecutive title and the continent's sole qualification ticket in that category. Uganda also made history in the under-15 girls division, claiming their first ever African Youth Championships team gold after edging Tunisia 3-2. And that's the most we can take on Idea TV Midday News. But before we go, here's a recap of the headlines. Federal government launches state-by-state housing drive to tackle deficits nationwide. Makinde and Abiodun pledge stronger Oyo and Ogun cooperation on food and security. Hackers target U.S. energy lab via Microsoft SharePoint floor. Australia expands teen social media ban to include YouTube. And in health, UNIABUJA secures £5 million grant for sickle cell research across Africa. In business, Nigeria hosts Regional Aviation Safety Summit leads push for stronger cross-border collaboration. In sports, finally, Nigeria secures sport at ITTF World Youth Championship. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. I am Chinatu Oji. Enjoy the rest of your day.